Let's welcome on board then Sanjiv Bhasin now on the show. Sanjiv, hi, good morning, and what an excellent call on Tata Power. One couldn't take our eyes off from the stock yesterday, almost a 12% up there.
Yeah, good morning, Aisha. Tata Power, and you forgot IEX. That has been my pick from 121 when everyone was pessimistic. And I can reiterate the reasons for IEX being an outperformer. Volumes on the power will go up 15-20 times in the next 5 years. So you cannot but be in the biggest exchange platform despite the talk of coupling and so on. So yes, fingers crossed, both of them have been a very, very smart move. And I still maintain that, stay away from the private, the PSUs, lenders, get into the private sector. I think Tata Power and IEX have just started a move.
Oh, yes, indeed. I'm sure you're smiling year to year with that call, but I don't know if investors in sugar stocks are smiling at all because it's been a lot of policy flip-flop. How have you read into all of the news flow, Sanjeev? What's your view on the sugar basket?
So avoid. And I'll give you the parallel of what to get into. Forget about sugar, get into milk, get into cheese. See, if I can take 2 minutes, the biggest industry now growing is dairy industry. We are consuming about we are at 14 lakh crore, which can go to 30 lakh crore by 2030. You've seen the type of brand Amul has created. Youngsters, millennials are very choosy about what they use as milk products, and milk and protein are going hand in hand. Now here is a stock, Parag Milk. This has a market cap of 2,900. It trades at one-time price to book against 3 times sales to EBITDA book, which most others trade. And you're seeing the type of brand they've created. Govardhan Ghee is the second largest ghee brand in the country. Secondly, their milk products are doing extremely well. And like I said, this advent for protein and other products is going to see that this stock is going to be a huge outperformer. Purely on the nutritional FMCG side, their Govardhan Ghee is a big outsider. Star brands for their milk products are doing extremely well. And now, you have the outlook which is changing. And like I said, in this market where rural incomes are rising, ghee, milk and products, dairy products are going to rule the roost. Just look at the ads and the language from Amul. Parag, by the way, is the third largest player pan-India. And I think that this has miles to go. So I can, suggest an early target of maybe 350. But I won't be surprised even if it surpasses that. So aside from sugar, which has left a sour taste, get into cheese, ghee and milk.
Switch to dairy, opt out of sugar. That's the word coming in from Sanjeev.
What about your take then, Sanjeev, when it comes to Paytm, the kind of hammering that the stock took, the fact that brokerages as well were pretty negative on a Paytm?
So, Aman, the near-term pain may be, very swift, and that is how you've seen almost a 20% fall. But yesterday you saw record volumes. So, I think any fall in Paytm is a buying opportunity for longer-term investors. You must realize that, yes, this, first loss, CNFL and GAD, which is a term for co-lending, has seen the NBFCs, cut down or reduce their books, which will directly impact the fintechs. But I think banks will go whole hog. This is the opportunity for banks, and Paytm as a brand, as a product is humongous. Now, yes, in the short term, there will be this transition from below 50,000 and, buy now, pay later. But all that is transitory. I think banks will make up for that space. You cannot but use this correction in Paytm to buy. And I'm very, very sure, don't look at the next 2 quarters. Look at the next 2, 5, 10, 20 years, because this is a brand or a fintech which is here to stay. If you see your daily lives now, it cannot persist without Paytm. So I am advocating a buy and accumulate on decline. So do a sip in this stock for the next 4 months. You will be richly rewarded. Plus, I think inflation is on its way down. The RBI caution may have been done with. And sooner rather than later, this, personal loans will again gather stream. But the company's business model will take 2 quarters to change.
The UPI, one would argue and say that, okay, it's part of everyone's life and Paytm in a sense is instrumental in taking this whole UPI culture forward. But UPI is a transaction which is the mainstay for all fintech apps. You don't make money. The spreads are not there.
Correct, Nikunj, and it's the lending which you do with that. So their vendor network and their IT network is extremely the biggest, most powerful, I think, in the world. And arguably, the co-lending which they did at below 50,000 or around that will now start to increase on a pro rata basis. So, like I said, they will take about 3 to 6 months to transit. But I think the money will come from maybe banks, and this whole process of advocating co-lending is going to gather more steam over a period of time. Right now, you will have to be balanced on your liability side, on the side which you are getting the money and with which you can get an interest. But like I said, this is a transitory phase. Nikunj, we have to realize that Paytm as a brand is going to make money not on just the transaction, but the co-lending business or the NBFC which it has, which is actually gathering huge momentum on a day-to-day, on a week-to-week, and a month-to-month. So medium term transition, but longer term, definitely a buy.
Sanjeev, so you were smiling year to year for Tata Power and IEX. Give us the next Tata Power and IEX.
I wish I knew, but I am putting my money on the city gas distribution companies. I think the pessimism regarding IGL was very much overdone. Look at the gas company. Look at a company like MGL, which has just broken out. And technically and fundamentally, that's one of the best stocks as far as CNG and PNG go. And my other pick is Gujarat Gas. Gujarat Gas is the leading gas trading company in the country. It's the second largest gas distribution transmission company, and it's the largest city gas distribution. And you are aware of how CNG, PNG have gone into every household. So I think that at these prices, and particularly Gujarat company, you are available at maybe 1.5 time price to book or 2 time maximum in an area which is only going to see incremental growth. I think Gujarat Gas can exceed 550 in the slightly longer term. And this is one stock or jewel along with MGL, which is deciding to be uncovered. So I am putting my money on Gujarat Gas. As a disclosure, Gujarat Gas and Parag Milk are in our portfolios. So we have a vested interest. But I can clearly see this city gas distribution, CNG, PNG being a very, very strong uptick. There is a return which is already assured, and now they are getting their momentum and their volumes are growing day by day. So 550 is coming on this stock and maybe even more.
Okay, good to have you on board. Thanks so much for joining in, Sanjeev, and sharing with us your recommendations and view on the markets.